All right, it's Monday lock day. Let's get you caught up on the injury slate. It's still early, so we're waiting on news. I am here all day, so you'll see this update as the news breaks throughout the day. You'll see my minutes update affecting the sheet projections as the day rolls on. Tobias Harris still questionable for Detroit tonight. He's missed the last couple of games. In the games without him, it's been Jalen Duren just dominant. 34 minutes. DraftKings, our closest comparison for Sorare scoring, and 11.6 higher without Tobias Harris on the floor. They're playing really well with Duren right now. Expect that to continue, regardless of whether Tobias comes back or not. Minutes also up for Javonte Green, Ron Holland, Asar Thompson a little bit. And Tobias has missed 4 straight. If he does come back, he could be on a minute restriction. Isaiah Stewart also questionable. Only made it 9 minutes a couple of games ago before getting a flagrant and then also hurting his ankle. If he misses again, it's the same cast of characters. Ron Holland, Javonte Green, Jalen Duren, all up minutes with Isaiah Stewart out. But again, we're going off 1 game, whereas Harris, we're going off 4. No new injuries for Portland. Orlando, Mo Wagner, up to doubtful. I thought he was going to miss more time than this. Doubtful, of course, means he's almost certainly not going to play, but we'll see. Jalen Suggs, I don't know if this is a visual bug on RotoWire. He's got a little questionable thing next to his name. This is a back-to-back for Orlando. Jalen Suggs sometimes will sit the second half of back-to-backs with his injury history. Right now he's projected 25 minutes. If for some reason they decide they're just going to hold him out tonight, and again, this is purely speculation. In games where he's missed, minutes have gone to Noah Penda. It's kind of interesting. One of the games, Anthony Black gets more minutes. And as far as production goes, it's definitely Black when Suggs is out, up from about 19.7 to just over 30. And Black's guy still like. He's still young. He's long. He plays good defense. His offense just isn't there some nights, especially when Suggs is playing. If Suggs is out, that's a guy you can definitely stick in a pinch. The Lakers still without LeBron, Gabe Vincent, Austin Reeves questionable tonight. Now it's a groin injury and he's missed 3 in a row. Not a whole lot of minutes change with Reeves gone in these 3 games. You'll see a couple guys that are up a little bit. Bronny James actually playing a decent amount this year, more than I thought he would. Nick Smith getting some run. LaRavia up over 30 a game with Reeves out. And production-wise, it's been Ayton that's increased his production the most without Reeves. They just need that second, third scorer here after Luka. LaMelo Ball's out again for Charlotte. Charlotte becomes a pretty interesting team. Brandon Miller remains out, and now Miles Bridges is questionable. Back injury. Hornets already on a path to nowhere this year. Bridges yet to miss a game. But the big injury here is LaMelo Ball. So he's been out a couple games now. He's missed 3. He's played in 6. So who's benefited when LaMelo Ball is out? I think you can ignore Pat Connaughton. Zion James getting 31 minutes in the 3 games without LaMelo is pretty significant, I would say. Trey Mann up to 27 coming off the bench. Trey Mann is an uber-aggressive guard. He did put up pretty poor shooting performance last game, 7 of 24 from the field. But 24 shots makes me think, hey, he doesn't care. He's just going to keep jacking them up. And those are the guys you want, because if they are going in, you could see a really big score. DraftKings points-wise, without LaMelo, the rookie Con Knippel's done really well. 44.3 DraftKings points, so that's really close to that Sorare scoring system. Trey Mann here you see up quite a bit as well. Cleveland still without Strus, and Larry Nance questionable. Larry Nance I don't think really affects a whole lot, doesn't play a lot. Drew Smith is probable. Bam is out, so that's another interesting one we're looking at here. Who benefits with Bam out? It's going to be Kel'el Ware. More minutes for him. He's up into the upper 20s without Bam. Production-wise, it's been Jovic, going from under 20 points per game with Bam playing to over 40 without him. Larson's production up. Jaquez production up. Everybody else has to pick up the slack a little bit. Ware's production's only gone up a little bit, but I think he could see a lot more minutes. This is 2 matchups this game week against Cleveland. They're going to need the size that Jovic and Kel'el Ware give them up in the front court to match up with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. I think both of those guys are good plays from a matchup perspective this week. Spurs still without Dylan Harper. De'Aaron Fox is back. Luke Cornett questionable as a backup big. Not a huge impact guy, but he is a high point per minute player from time to time. When that L10 gets low enough, he's playable. But at 10 minutes and being questionable, probably avoid him for now. Josh Giddey had his ankle broken, or at least figuratively, by DeAndre Hunter last game. He did return to the game and finish it, but if he's held out tonight, I think you're looking at a lot of Trey Jones minutes. Maybe even some Javon Carter. Giddey hasn't missed a game yet, so we don't 100% know where they'll go with the minutes. But my guess is Trey Jones is even higher than 30 if Giddey is out, and you're going to need your backup ball handlers. So Javon Carter probably gets off the bench here. Maybe more Ayo Dosunmu minutes. Milwaukee without Taurean Prince. Kevin Porter still out, so keep rolling with Ryan Rollins if you want. No injury designation so far for Giannis. That's good. Anthony Davis, questionable today. I think we're getting closer with him. Not sure he's back, obviously, with the questionable tag, but he's close. Gafford played last game after being questionable. Didn't play real well, but he was out there. So if Davis comes back, looks like we're probably seeing a minute restriction with him. Let's see here. I don't see anything about it, but they may limit him. So Dallas played about half their games with Davis and half without. They've been getting blown out a lot. You see a slight uptick for a couple guys minutes-wise, but everybody's about the same. Najee Marshall has been trying to pick up the slack with Davis out. Had a huge triple-double last game. You saw the high-end outlier of Najee Marshall. He's done this a couple times over his career in the last couple years that I can remember. But obviously, you can't count on that every time. 27-1, though, without Davis is pretty decent. Max Christie's been up a little bit. So we'll see if he sits again. They just need anybody with some size. Without Lively, without Davis, Gafford being in and out of the lineup, this is a very small team. If P.J. Washington has to play the 5, that's a problem. Let's move to New Orleans. Got Missy still questionable. Derek Queen played really well last game. Let's see if Missy can get back on the floor. Taking a quick look at their minutes. They've got him at 23, and they've got Queen at 20. Obviously, if Missy would miss the game, no pun intended, Derek Queen probably closer to 30 minutes, I would think. And when we go to the games he's missed, Derek Queen is up at 26. I think that number is going to go higher. He's been playing very well. With Missy playing 12.7, without him 32.5. Some of these games are running concurrently with Zion and or Jordan Poole being out, so you can see Trey Murphy going way up. Matt Kovic even playing a little bit. Jose Alvarado is going to get more time now with Poole out, so there's another interesting one here. New Orleans, not a good team, but I think you're going to have a couple guys who are opportunities for you this game week and maybe next. So we'll hope to get some information on Missy pretty soon. Jalen Green is out again, so comes back. Great game. Second game. Plays about 4 minutes. Hurts himself, and he's out again. And it did not look good. Estimated return still says the 12th. I think that's very optimistic of RotoWire. I don't think he's back on the 12th. I think he's out for a while. So without Green, you're back to more minutes for Oso Ighodaro. And production-wise, Dylan Brooks, who's been battling his own injury problems, played last game. Without Green on the floor, Brooks is averaging 34 DraftKings points. That's very close to Sorare scoring, as I said before. Want to give him a look. Minnesota could be without Terrence Shannon again. This is the second of a back-to-back for Minnesota, so don't be surprised if there are some late people sitting in the second half of back-to-backs. Even a guy like Anthony Edwards wouldn't be shocked if they sat him out in the second of a back-to-back. He probably plays, but don't be surprised. These things do pop closer to lock, and this is a late game, so we'll see what we hear during the day. You can only go with the information that you have. Terrence Shannon being out, I don't think really complicates anything, though. As far as Utah is concerned, Niang's still out. He hasn't played all year. Kessler out for the year now. Utah basically playing everybody and smaller minutes for most players. So we'll see if this continues. But right now, a lot of these guys are just unplayable because they're not getting quite enough minutes. They have to have a super low L10. Ace Bailey at 22 minutes. And that low L10 is so intriguing. He just needs to have a breakout game. And I think he's obviously skilled enough to do it. Would I play him this week? Probably not. But I'm not going to tell you not to. One of these games is going to be a slate breaker. You're going to have garbage time. Ace Bailey's going to show out, and with that low L10, could win you a week. The Hawks are the team of the week. We have the Clippers today in LA, and then they have a back-to-back Wednesday and Thursday with Utah and Sacramento, two really lousy defensive teams. This one is interesting, so we're going to dig deep in here. All right, we have Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Jalen Johnson, both questionable to start the day. Trae Young obviously out. Porzingis back from his second illness in 10 games of a season. Let's look at the projected. So if Jalen and Alexander Walker both play, that's 62 minutes. If they're both out, that's a lot of minutes to go around. So who do you like here? Who picks up those extra minutes? Well, if NAW is out, I like Keaton Wallace to get more than 14. If Jalen Johnson is out, I like Mo Gay to get a lot more than 14. He may get more than 14 anyway. Say both of these guys could be closer to 20 regardless of who plays. They've both been playing pretty well. Asa Newell coming off a great game. They've got him at 1 minute tonight. 1 minute. With a huge blue line, meaning, you could see up to 20. Huge range here. I think if these guys miss, you're going to see that number go much higher. So regardless of the injury situation, though, the bigger reason this team is interesting is because of those two good matchups late in the week and it being a back-to-back. They have a lot of players who sit back-to-backs traditionally, like Porzingis. And if Jalen Johnson is still dinged up, they may sit him one of the back-to-backs. But we don't even know if he's playing tonight. So this could be a really lucrative week for a lot of these Atlanta backups. Keep an eye on this list. And the Clippers. Bradley Beal is questionable. When Bradley Beal is questionable, I just assume he's out because he almost never plays, it seems like. Look at his game logs for this year. Yeah, let's see. So he played the opener and the next one, did nothing in 20 minutes, then sat out 2 games, then played 20 minutes, did pretty much nothing again, then sat out again, then 20 minutes again. He's right at 20 minutes when he does play, but he's already missed 3 out of 10 games and really done nothing in the other games that he's played. I would say at this point with Bradley Beal, it's just not worth it anymore. NBA terms, you're shooting 37% from the field. Numbers are way, way down even from last year. He's always been a good percentage shooter and a good three-point shooter, or at least a decent one. And this year he's looked terrible. So I would avoid him at all costs until he shows you something. In the games he misses, it doesn't really change the minutes much because I think they just don't count on him anyway, and he's only playing 20. We look at production, it's Nick Batum who gets a little bit, but Beal's not really moving the needle. So you're not seeing a lot of change when he's in or out of the lineup. The bigger missing player for the Clippers is obviously Kawhi Leonard. Sprained ankle, going to miss at least 3 games, they said. He's missed the last 3. He's going to miss a couple more. And without Kawhi, it's been Bogdan Bogdanovic getting more minutes, although he mysteriously did not play last game. Not sure what's going on with that. I didn't see a news update. He just DNP'd after playing almost 30 the 2 previous games, and it wasn't a back-to-back. So I'm not sure what's going on there. There is some risk in that play, but I assume he's fine and probably a decent play today. I think his L10 is still as low as like a 14, so I think he's going to hit on the board for a lot of you. Roll the dice on that one if you like. I probably will. Cam Christie getting some minutes. This is like a second-year, 20-year-old. We'll see what he's got. Looking at DraftKings, it's Bogdanovic. Obviously, he did nothing while Kawhi was playing. He barely played, and with him out, he's been decent in the 2 games he's played. Christie's production up to 16.4. So nothing great here. No huge increases production-wise with Leonard out other than those top 2. And I think that should do it. Sorry, kind of a long one today. If you have questions, I should be here up until lock. Please let me know. Thanks for watching.